Hey everyone, this is Maggie, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 15 smartest anime characters by their intelligence. Number 15, Aru Akise. Let's be honest here, this dude would make an excellent full-time villain. Even though he's surrounded by people who literally have future diaries, he manages to predict further into the future than they can. No tiny detail seems to get past this man. And his willingness to understand someone who has tried to kill him multiple times shows how much his logical side overthrows his emotions. He also seems like a master manipulator, so again, could easily be like an evil villain.
My name's Aru Akase, and my dream is to be a world-famous detective someday. The murders around your old school, the bombings that shut it down, and the Omakata cult. I've been following it all closely.
Number 14, Shikamaru Nara. There are plenty of clever Naruto characters. They can plan things out 10 years in advance for some reason, but I think that Shikamaru is the most deserving of this spot. From his first fight with Temari, we saw his potential. He has natural abilities to adapt to his environment, to outwit his opponents, and most importantly, to know when to give up. It's no surprise that he was the only one to be bumped up in the ranks after this, as well as becoming the Hokage's advisor a few years down the line.
俺の火の意志、お前に託したぞ。俺たち里を守ろうという強い意志だ。
Number 13, Koro Sensei. While in high school, I was always told that you can't know whether you truly understand a subject until you can explain it to someone else. And oh boy, does Koro Sensei do a lot of explaining. He does get some assistance from the rugged stud, but most of the time he's doing the heavy lifting when it comes to teaching his students everything they need to know. Plus he's simultaneously teaching them how to be assassins and surviving against said assassins. This man's multitasking capabilities are truly out of this world.
Koro-sensei, could you please explain why your head is suddenly 33% larger than before?
Well, you see, it soaks up moisture like a sponge with all the humidity.
Number 12, Yoshino Takigawa. This guy is quite the sly fox. Initially, he just seemed like your typical good-hearted buddy that'll accompany his wild and passionate friend. But it turns out he has quite the head on his shoulders and quite a few devils as well. During the barrel puzzle, he was the key to figuring out the correct answer, and he has manipulated those around him quite a few times. At one point, he becomes a major threat to the people as his influence on Hakaze was simply that big.
喜ぶのはまだ早いですよ。愛花ちゃんを殺した犯人がここに連れてこられる前に、時間を超える方法を見つけなければいけません。
Number 11. Rampo Edogawa. Rampo is the weirdest genius I have come across. So, the investigator team is comprised of mostly supernatural people. Be it Tiger Boy, Country Boy Hulk, or Mr. Matrix. I can kinda get why Rampo is convinced that he also has a superpower, but the thing is, he doesn't. He's literally just the smartest man alive, easily solving crime scenes in seconds. And yet he can't seem to get the hint that it has nothing to do with the supernatural. Or maybe he does know and I'm the fool here. Number 10. Senku. Now this man is a proper scientist, because not only he knows how things work in theory, but he can use his knowledge to actually make stuff. What stuff, you might ask? Oh, well, you see, the entire world is basically in the Stone Age, and my boy Senku wants to bring back the modern era. So far he created explosives, a phone, glasses, and God knows what he will come up with next. Oh yeah, he also discovered the cure for the whole people turning into stone issue.
So just to be clear, if I were to marry Ruri, then this entire village is mine, is that right? And I guess I'll do it.
Number 9. Miriam. To understand Miriam, you have to understand this. He is the ultimate being of this show. Mere hours after his literal birth, he was already beating world champions of every game on this earth. Okay, he couldn't beat one person, but aside from her, it's a clean sweep. And in battle, he's capable of deducing exactly how his opponent moves, where their weak spots are, and where to strike. And considering who he was up against, that tells you a lot about his knowledge in battle.
世はありの王として生を受け、 生命の頂点に立つことを許された。
Number 8. Sora and Shiro. This brainiac duo will always show up on lists like this. They're like Yumeko, but there's never any risk. It's always all calculated to the T, and victory is ensured the second they start playing. And of course, you would expect them to win at like chess or something. But their knowledge is far greater than just that. On a battlefield, no problem. Oh, you have to learn an entire language? Just give me a day or two. What about leading an entire nation? Shouldn't be that much of an issue because we have a charisma level of 100 somehow. Number 7, 9 and 12. These guys just had the entire police force at their fingertips. Managing to outsmart detectives at every turn, creating a lot of buzz, and drawing in a lot of attention without ever killing a person. Considering they used bombs, you can imagine how carefully they had to plan their attacks. And even their endgame was just brilliant. Once it's all revealed, you can truly see how far ahead they thought about everything. Number 6. Kurisu Makise. Rintanro may be more fitting to be a mad scientist personality-wise, but Kurisu is objectively superior when it comes to actual intellect. Spoilers ahead for emphasis. Kurisu was so brilliant that her father literally wanted to get rid of her out of pure jealousy. She single-handedly started an entire war by just discovering how to make a time machine. She definitely needed a nudge a few times throughout the show, and isn't some mastermind. But as far as science goes, she's definitely an ace. Number 5. Norman. Honestly, this show would have crushed this list had I not chosen to limit things to one character per anime. I mean, a case could be made about any of the big three plus Phil on why they're the smartest. Personally, I'm going vanilla with my boy Norman. This is because beyond his just raw intelligence, he also has great leadership skills, and is the most mature out of the three. I mean, I don't know if I could ever take being betrayed so casually. And if we ever get a season 2, I am sure he will be out there somewhere, doing good.
転んだふり。ずるっ！心配したのに！エマの弱点は優しいところ。
Number 4. Shouko Makishima. I honestly think that Makishima is one of the best antagonists out there. Sure, he's good at hand-to-hand combat, but his mind and his soul are what's terrifying about him. On the one hand, he plays as the mastermind of the entire season, pulling everyone's strings and making them dance exactly the way he wants them to. On the other hand, he's so twisted and unpredictable that Kogami was the only one that could ever understand what he was thinking about. He doesn't really seem to be scared of death. Like what? He also reads way too much.
僕ではなく、スウィフトがね。
Number 3. Izaya Orihara. And here is the other information broker you really don't want to mess with. In the world of Durarara, Izaya is the puppet master. So whenever anything big is happening, you can bet he's involved in one way or the other. And really, no one has been close to outsmarting this man within the show. I mean, the fact that Shizuo Heiwajima is his rival and Izawa is still alive tells you something. He is literally going against the Hulk over here, and he still makes do with just a switchblade, no cocaine, and his wits. Wild stuff.
人間の方は多分あなたのことが大嫌いよ。
そうかな。
Number 2. Lelach Lamperouge. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Overturning an entire country is definitely not something anyone could do. And granted, he did have the power of the geese, but he had to use it wisely as he could only make one command to a single person. So Lelouch was honestly playing 3D chess while his opponents were playing checkers, as this man planned a few dozen steps in advance just to have the upper hand. So as a leader and tactician, Lelouch is definitely top tier. And it's all thanks to his geese and his superb intelligence. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications about our latest videos. And number 1. Light Yagami. I mean, you all knew that this man was gonna be here. In a similar vein as Lelouch, Light has an extremely powerful tool at his disposal. However, to use it and keep his identity under wraps, he has to out-clever an entire nation. And so he does. L was right at his heels a few times, but in the end, the biggest brain definitely won. And I'm not including Nier because he won by someone else making a mistake, more so than Light making a mistake himself. We all know who deserves the top spot.
殺し屋という意味のキラーから来ているらしい。それは少し気に入らないが、僕はもう世界的にこのキラになっている。
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure to give the video a like and subscribe with that bell on to get notified as soon as one of our videos comes out.